We are Frankie and Tommy. Previous episodes' highlights start with loyalty, then somehow end with sex math and a church body bag.
And it would have been so easy for him to mail it in. John's not getting paid. Like, there's no money. John's not making any money from this. I'm not making any money. So John's joining because he believes. And I can't tell you how that makes me feel. You know, his reliability, his commitment to what we are doing here, it gives me goosebumps, and it just fills my heart and my body with love.
That much heart before coffee had me almost calling people back. Disgusting behavior.
Average American couple has sex.
That pivot should have had a turn signal. We went from goosebumps to bedroom numbers in 2 seconds.
4 times a month. Honest to God. 4 times a month. Let's see, 4 times 12. Like less than 50 times a year. Like 48 times a year.
Nothing makes intimacy hotter than Keith turning it into a year-end tax audit with panic sweat.
So average people are having, like, that is it? Like Jimmy, what the hell are they doing for the other 200 days of the year?
Those 200 days are laundry, bad backs, kids knocking, and pretending one side of the bed isn't hostile territory.
Guys, average American couple, we know that life expectancy work. We know that if we have more sex, we live longer. It's just it, because nation. Like 4 times a month, I just don't think it's going to be acceptable. Yeah. So, and 25% of us have it once or less a month.
At that point, the bedroom isn't dead. It is on a quarterly performance review.
Listen, I did work out at 6 o'clock this morning.
6 a.m. workout before a live show is insane. That is how staircases become sworn enemies.
My legs feel like spaghetti right now. So, my apologies, man. You know, the time left me as soon as I tighten up and getting ready to get on the show. So, but I'm here now. So, this is beautiful.
Nation, for anybody paying attention, tune into the screen. Cornell was busy doing his hair this morning.
Busy doing his hair? That excuse had less coverage than the scalp.
Yeah.
So, which is why I kept him a few minutes late here for the big show this morning. So, Cornell, let's just set it up, brother. I had you here up until the top of the hour, but good news for you. Johnny Johnny had some technical issues on the road here today, so no John Anderson this morning. So it's just you and me and Cornell. You, me, and Cornell. Yeah, the 3 of us.
Beautiful. It was supposed to happen.
Brother, dude, you face 32 years in prison.
32 years? I complain when customer service puts me on hold long enough to hear smooth jazz twice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then you were dead for 16 minutes?
Yep. I was gone for 16
Let's
minutes.
just stand right. Let's just hold. Nations, pause there. 32 years in prison, dead for 16 minutes.
Dead for 16 minutes is wild. I reboot my router for 30 seconds and start negotiating with God.
The guy's right here. Cornell, let's start with 32 years. What happened, how somebody falsely accused you to almost put you in prison for 32 years?
So I had a security company that was getting all the jobs. You know, I was accused of underbidding jobs, and I seemed like my company was a problem for the competitors. So their goal was to find someone within my organization that they could pay some money to fabricate a story against me.
That is office politics with a felony budget. Suddenly stealing yogurt from the break room seems adorable.
That would put me behind bars, put me away there long enough that I would lose so much money that I would have to close to get ready with the family to go to church by 9. And so while I was in service, about 5 minutes in, speaker speaking, and I fell out the chair, and they thought I was laughing so hard that I fell out the chair.
Only in church can a man hit the floor and people give the sermon credit first.
And by the when they realized I wasn't moving,
Oh.
you know, they rush over with the machines to try to bring me back.
Yeah.
You know, and so by that time, I'm seeing myself on the floor, and all I was trying to do was rush back to my body to say, hey, I'm okay, because, you know, I had these cool pants on that was a part of my Cornlegos brand.
He is leaving his body and still worried about the pants. That is brand loyalty with a pulse problem.
And they were getting ready to, like, pull my clothes apart to try to get to me. And I went to my body and I went through my body.
Dude.
Went into a dark place, man, and then went into a room with a guy that his face never came together. You know, and he's trying to make a deal with me, and
Yeah.
you know, there was numbers that I needed to produce, and I couldn't think of the number they wanted. And then he wanted my youngest, and I said I couldn't give him my youngest. And next thing I know, you know, I'm getting kicked in the chest. I'm falling off a cliff. And it's like a voice is saying, you're going to let go and let me take control. And, you know, in a rebel way, I was like, fine. And by the time I did that, I came back to the pastor and the guy that was getting ready to put me in a body bag, arguing, saying, hey, we're not letting him leave the church in a body bag.
That pastor told the body bag, not today. That is leadership with choir backup.
Because, you know, they was already at the 16-minute mark. They're like, this guy is gone. You know, but yeah, in the midst of them arguing, I came back and, you know, they rushed me to the hospital. They did a surgery, put a defibrillator in my left chest. Yeah, man.
So anybody watching right now is watching my expressions, kind of flummoxed of what I'm hearing here. So let me just pause and make sure I understood this correctly.
Yeah.
We're not the forgotten generation. No, fuck that. We're the generation that remembers. We are the generation that remembers the old world. We understanding the new one. And now, my friends, we collectively have to decide if we're going to do one of two things. Are we going to complain about the collapse around us? I don't like how the world is changing. Or are we going to lead through it? Because then, Gen X was not neglected. Anybody who tells you that you're a Gen Xer who's neglected is wrong. Gen X was not neglected. Gen X was trained. Trained for the moment that we are living in right fucking now, and the collapse everybody else is panicking about? Ha! That, my friends, that might just be our opening bell.
That was previous episode's highlights. Full show is next. Gen X heard the bell and said, fuck your panic.
Guys, it's time to stop blaming 45 for your problems. Your back hurts because you haven't stretched since Obama's first term.
And your marriage is stale because your last big surprise was switching from mild salsa to medium.
You're not old. You're not done. You might just be boring.
We're fixing that today. Only on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Your live morning show for real talk, motivating content, and big conversations. Come hit the like, come hit the subscribe, and come jump into the comments. Come check into the show. Come say hello. Mornings.live over on the Mornings in the Lab Live Network. Get up, build a streak, and show us your proof that you are up. The real story, nation, is that the media we are creating is becoming more programmable. Personality is becoming scalable, and character and the universes we create, well, that's becoming infrastructure. Here's the thing, nation. Aging is real. Yeah, true story. Nobody's pretending your body doesn't change, but hey, too many men are just using "I'm getting older" as a permission slip to stop being curious, stop being playful, stop being adventurous, and stop your wife. Yeah, true story. Today, Brianna Bass is joining us. We're going to go straight into the uncomfortable truth about Gen X, adventure, sex, desire, novelty, and why the spark doesn't die because you age. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends, your live morning show for real talk, entertaining content, and motivating conversation. Good morning, everybody. I'm excited. Johnny's back in the lab today. I missed him yesterday. Good morning, Jess of the old. Hey, Jess, congratulations on those exam marks. To those of you that don't know, we got Jess, one of the Mornings in the Lab community members out there. Her kid says to her a while back, yeah, I'm dropping out of college. She's like, no, I don't think you should drop out of college. I think I'm going to join you. She goes back to school, 43 years old. Jess is in the lab, and she just crushed some remarks. I just saw your comments over on Matt Roof's show here. Congratulations, Jess. Boom, boom, boom. That is what getting up, getting after it, and not hitting the snooze button does. You're never too late to restart life. Leading the charge, our very own Jess of the Ool. Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Maddie. Good morning, Matt Roof. What a shaking, brother. Good show this morning. And of course, I know Holroyd's out there. I know Sullivan's out there. And of course, I know Rico is out there as well. Hey guys, Brianna Bass is joining us today. I always love having that conversation with Brianna. So as we know, kids, stick around. We're going to teach some sex ed coming up at the bottom. At the top of the second hour. Yes. And of course, we got a guest here today on the show. And if you guys tuned into yesterday's show, if you didn't, go back and listen to it. That's all I'm going to say. True mother story. Because the guy on the show today apparently has also died. Yeah, the guy yesterday died. It's dying and coming back to life week this week in the lab. Yeah, so if you've died and you've come back to life, you're welcome to the lab here today. Thomas W. Green joining us. He flatlined at 21 and came back with the blueprint for the future. He's going to join myself and John Anderson coming up today at the bottom of the first hour here. Thomas W. Green. You know, so it's funny, guys. When I saw Thomas's name on the docket today, I'm like, he's the guy with the middle initial. Like the David E. Kelly, the Michael B. Jordan, the Keith R. Billis, yeah, the Matthew Roof. Yeah. Imagine if you had your whole life, like it's just the middle initial. I've kind of wondered that. But you're like the whole life, you gotta add the middle fucking initial. Your whole life. John Anderson. The most uncommon name on the planet. So I have to ask Thomas W. Green, it's like, mom and dad, you had to make me write the second fucking letter in the middle. Yeah, Thomas W. Green. Because I'm sure if he's just Thomas Green, there's probably like a billion other Thomas Greens. And then if you just say he's Tom Green, like just Tom Green, hey, we know Tom Green, the great Canadian from Canada. Yeah, the great Canadian comedian from Canada. So I do understand why you might be calling yourself Thomas W. Green. Joining us this morning, flatlining at 21, coming back with the blueprint for the future with a new lease on life. Hey, I wonder, hey nation, Jimmy, I wonder if he was like floating over top of his body like the dude yesterday on the show. Just asking the question. That's what I get paid the big bucks to ask. If you remember yesterday, Cornell's like, yeah, I saw this guy with a squishy face and he said he wanted my boy. Hey, Petro, what? What? He wanted my boy in exchange. Okay. Hey, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's what I've learned. There's yes. Oh, Neiman has a second name too. I did not know that. Oh, look at that. I'm learning something here new this morning. True story. Yeah. All right, what else we got coming up on the show here today? Of course, in the community corner, Maya Reyes will drop in with some stuff. The algorithm. Hey, guys, the algorithm did not make us stupid. It made us stupid profitable. And, so I saw a video yesterday. I purposely did not put it on the show here today because I didn't want to give the credit to the dude that did it. But some young dude in America got onto his he looked like Roofy, but I don't think it was Roofy. He got onto his riding lawnmower and drove to the local hardware store and got arrested. Like, so what? Who cares? But the point is, it's just like this algorithm stuff. People are doing everything and anything to get attention. And here's what I know about us Gen Xers. We don't need the attention. We just want to have a long conversation. Yes, we just want to, oh, poo. The fast-moving stuff. I just want to sit back and have a long conversation because that's what us Gen Xers like to do. Yeah, that's exactly it. All right, Brianna Bass is going to join us here today. Hey guys, so here's something I'm curious about. We get older, and then maybe some of the adventure leaves our life. Maybe we find some of the play lessening. Maybe our curiosity wanes. Well, maybe today's the day to have the conversation with Brianna about how to unpack what novelty does to the brain and why routine can quietly kill desire and what men, women, all of us can actually do to bring back that spark, bring back that curiosity and edge. Oh, we're talking edging. Hey, Jimmy, we're talking edging this morning with Brianna Bass. You guys know what edging is? Google it. Yeah. An edge back into their lives without becoming some cringe. Brianna's like, that's not the text you sent me last night. I didn't think we were talking about edging. No, well, sometimes we got to go to edging. So today we're going to edging. Yeah. Edging. They're back into their lives though. But you know what's awesome about this, guys, is that as you guys know, we're dropping shows on the network, and I meet with the hosts and stuff, and I'm encouraging them to embrace conversation and try new things. And one of the things that I was talking with Neiman about last week that I quickly realized is that I give people words. And they're like, I gotta say these words. I'm like, well, not necessarily, because I wasn't thinking about talking about edging this morning, but there's a little bullet point in front of me that says something along the lines of, and taking men back to the edge of their lives. I'm gonna go edging, Brianna Bass. Yeah, that's I'm like Eminem, the rap god. Yeah, just connecting words together. True story. Yeah. Hey guys, have you been on the poll yet today? Have you not been on the poll yet today? Why have you not been on the poll? We got a poll up there. We got a poll over on mornings.live. And if you haven't checked into the show, I would encourage you to check into the show as well. Go check it out. We got a poll, and the poll today is, what's the primary vibe of your relationship right now? We're getting stuff done. We're stable but quiet, and we're still trying new things. And yesterday, if you heard the stats of yesterday's show, Jimmy, what was the stat? 1 out of how many folks are having sex? No, was it? No, 4 times a month. Dude. What the hell? 4 times on average? Man, you should be having 4 times a day. 4 times a month. So anyways, I'm going to throw that at Brianna, and we'll figure out. I just see a note from Maddie, and the first few words were, I was edging. Hold on. Oh, I was edging our gardens this weekend. I couldn't get certain images out of my mind. The show has infiltrated my life. Hey, you want to talk Hey, to all my hosts out there, I'm going to give you a teaching lesson right now. Ears up, guys. Matt just dropped the word landscaping. Wow, if you're a good host, you'd say, well, landscaping, manscaping, manscraping, edging. Yeah, Brianna Bass, sex, relationships. That's how it works, hosts. One little word takes it on a path. Takes it on a path to let your mind go into the gutter, out of the gutter, and to the cost of 9 minutes. The cost of 9 minutes, how to build a segue to that? Fuck, I'll tell you how. Yeah, there's a guy who's not snoozing. His name's Thomas W. Green, joining me in 20 minutes, and John Anderson. The guy has been sitting in the studio since yesterday. Yeah, true story. He logged in yesterday. He's been sitting there just waiting, just excitedly waiting to join the show here today, because he knows what the cost of 9 minutes is. Jimmy, Put it up, man. The cost of 9 minutes is this. If you have been snoozing since January 1st, the cost of snoozing is, Jimmy, 62 minutes behind. Holy motherfucker. Yeah, there you go, guys. Officially into the 4 digits. 1,062. So if you want to continue to be a snoozer loser, head on over to snoozetracker.mornings.live to figure out how much you are wasting your life by hitting the button. All right, coming up 20 minutes. Thomas W. Green, John Anderson's on the way. I see him out there. Brianna Bass is coming up at the top of the second hour. But I think what we need to do, Jimmy, Kai, I think what we need to do, Neiman, is do something like the morning loop. It starts right now.
Nation, welcome back. Yesterday had everything. A quick big dog call, a late guest, and Chief refusing to quit. Cornell showed up 25 minutes late. Somehow, Chief still treated it like the conversation was right on time. The clock said panic. Chief said, we're good. That's dangerous when the guest actually has answers. Because once Cornell started talking, the questions stacked up. You could feel the next door opening. Right, Good Time? If the big dog was still there, forget it. That conversation would need snacks, overtime, and a second sunrise.
Today, we've got Brianna, and this one feels like the chair the big dog hates missing.
Nation, get ready. The coffee's hot, the room's awake, and Morning Loop starts now.
Oh, I see something coming in the distance. Jimmy, do you see? Yes.
That's actually not too far off of mine right there.
I figured so.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm a couple minutes late. My VPN is giving me fits getting in here. I'm gonna have to get logged in. It sits there and spins when I try to come in, or I turn it off when it's off right now. Is the only way I could get in here.
Okay, so now that you're settled, I gotta just be frank with you.
Yeah.
Okay, life's normal again. Dude, I gotta tell you, man. Like the last 24 hours, a little bit out of sorts. I know I don't talk about my OCD like you talk about yours, but brother, you kind of put me out of sorts yesterday. I missed my brother yesterday, and you left me alone with a dude.
I had a feeling that was like, you know what? This might be just a blessing. I'm getting out of here.
And if you thought the magic juice conversation we had a few months back, Johnny, was interesting, well, I'll just, you know what? When me and Petro join on Friday, maybe we'll revisit yesterday's show with our guests with Petro, because I had Petro keeping the conversation honest in my ear. How does that sound?
Yeah, that's it's well, you know, if I was on the telephone, I don't know that I would have been the same at putting him on the spot either.
No. It was good, dude. It was actually good. You know what? And actually, Whitaker, welcome back to land. And what's going on, David? Clickbait ass swipes or just schmuckle. Welcome, David, to the show. No, actually, John, I thought it worked out quite well yesterday. I think we actually learned something pretty cool. You jumped in and you joined. You redeemed not redeemed. Wrong choice of words. You showed up for your show. You showed up for your job. You showed up for what you do. You showed up for what you do. You checked in. You said, "Hey, what's shaking?" I got Terry sleeping.
It was all like there for some reason. I mean, it's weird because in that hotel we actually did it in the past.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That was all good, dude. It was all good
because it was one of those where we were unable to get the room we wanted. They fucked up, so I think it has like a lower internet or something.
Oh, gotcha.
I don't know. Does that sound right to you?
I don't know. Oh, you know what could have been though, actually, brother? Could have been if you were further away from the router. Like if they would have put you in a further room, right? So if you're further away from the router, you're going to have less bandwidth if you're not plugged in. So could have been a bunch of variables. Who knows?
Yeah, probably because it was the room that we were supposed to have that. It was a fucking living room.
Yeah,
they fucked it up, and they gave it to somebody else. So we were stuck in like a single room.
No shit.
And it was like the internet just kept falling off. It was unbelievable.
That was okay. It was all good, man. We figured it out. We had an interesting conversation with our guest yesterday, Johnny. Today, Thomas W. Green joining us in about 15 minutes. The guy flatlined at 21 years old and came back with the blueprint for the future. Yesterday's
guy that died.
Yeah, so it's
I hope that they almost die is not why they're all full of shit. I think that one would have as much merit.
Yeah,
golfer statement.
Well,
If I was gonna make blanket statements, there'd be more to chew on.
Fuck off! If I was going to make blanket statements,
Well, that's a Petro. Petro brought me up to speed with that.
I love it. Hey,
honestly, in true all seriousness, I didn't realize that I spoke in a lot of absolutes and blanket statements. It was just figures of speech.
100%.
My mind, but it really, for someone who didn't know me, it destroyed credibility. So like, fuck, this is really cool.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing too, honestly. We talk so much. Like, we talk for a living, right? Like, you have 10 somewhat hours of public speaking every single week. Like, you're bound to kind of go, oh, did I say that? Oh, was that said? That's why I say to somebody, if you catch a headline Billis or Anderson sends and you're offended by it, fine. Then you haven't spent any time with us, because we're actually not offensive humans. So, brother, how was your ride back home yesterday? You got all the family stuff done. You got the quad picture handed off to the grandson, and you're settled back in for the week, or what? Yeah.
Yeah, we got then this weekend we got a busy May. Jesus Christ! This weekend, my team leader from the coaching company is coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and his girlfriend are coming this weekend. Then I think the following weekend, I have a buddy of mine from Vegas coming in.
Yes.
And the weekend after that, Terry has two of her teachers from. I don't know if I think I told you. I just don't remember. It was so long ago. She does a lot of this stuff for it's called the Monroe Project.
Okay.
It's basically like all sorts of I guess the root of it is it's like they just recently, with CIA, released a bunch of documents and stuff that talk about how they do mental teleporting and shit. Did you?
I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, you froze. Sorry. Yeah. And so she's all big on that stuff. She's got some people may not believe, but she's got. I didn't for a long time. She's got some medium skills.
Yeah, well, you've talked with her before. Yes.
Yeah, and so when she was at this Monroe Project, they were telling them, they're give her drills, they're okay, basically, forgive the term, teleport might even be the right fucking thing. Go somewhere else. And so she decided because she was on this campus, she was there for 10 days, right?
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
So she basically tried to come home, right?
Yeah.
And she couldn't see, but she could hear. Right. So she was calling there. Her drill was over. It was an hour. Right. And so she called me. She said, what were you doing?
Really?
She's like, well, she was just asking me. She wanted to see if she could figure out the sound she heard. And God, what was it? She heard a sound, thought it was something else. But then when I told her what I was doing, she said, oh shit, that was the sound I heard. I just thought it was something else.
Dude, good morning, science. That's crazy shit, man.
Yeah, it was she thought I was feeding the dogs. She thought she heard me hitting their bowls, but I was actually cleaning a pan, which sounded similar.
Yeah.
So she knew that I was hitting some sort of metal. She assumed it was the dog's bowl.
When you have those moments with her, do you just pause and kind of go, okay, and just kind of take it in?
I mean, in the beginning.
Yeah.
Now I believe more. So it's oh, fuck, she did it again,
Interesting.
But she's done multiple people that I've been witness to where she will start talking about, because what'll happen is she'll be with someone.
Yeah.
And a grandmother or someone will show up and realize that they can communicate through Terry to their granddaughter. Right.
Dude, that's crazy shit, man.
And so then Terry will say something. And she's the person will be what do you mean? And then she'll kind of keep describing what she's seeing, because she can't hear much. She can see what they show her. So they'll with my grandfather, he was trying to say he was there. So he used to give me butterscotch candy. So he showed her a butterscotch candy.
Oh, yeah.
And I was fuck. That's my grandfather. Holy
that's
shit.
Crazy, man. That's fucking
but it's
crazy.
never just one thing. It's a number of things that helps you realize that that's the person.
Right. Yeah. All these little additives, eh? All these little additives. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Hanging out with Keith and John this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friend. We get after live every single day, Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock. Mornings.live, the only way to start your day with a couple dudes from the generation that we call X. Good morning, Jess of the Yule, and good morning, Science, and good morning, Mr. Whitaker. Jess says, I have read that people's near-death experience are influenced by their cultural background. I wonder if it's true. I don't know. We'll ask our guest coming up in about 10 minutes, Thomas W. Green. I'll tell you what's coming up, Anderson.
Hey, real quick, you know what? I've never ever had as much conversation about generations. Like you know all the names.
Yeah.
I don't even know what generation I am still.
So, dude, you and I are Gen X, and
I was going to say I think I'm an X because you talk about it all the time.
Yeah, well, no. So, and it's
I've never really kept track of all the generations until now, and I still.
Well, I'll tell you. So strap in for the fucking ride to the future with me, because we're going to be leaning a lot into this messaging for the next little while. I've been doing a bunch of research kind of behind the scenes the last couple of weeks, and Gen X, massively underserved population by creators, by sponsors, et cetera, et cetera. We're right in the middle of it. Our community's right in the middle of it. And I had like a dull moment of like, well, fuck yeah. And here's the thing, John, is that we live in a world now where we can kind of stay in this era. We can create content in this era. We can age together with our community, and we can find a space that's ours. And you know what's also remarkably interesting, Johnny? I did some research and I said, what was the politics like of like our generation growing up? And Anderson, remarkably similar to the world is today. Right, like just like the uncertainty, the discourse, the distrust, all the bullshit that you and I.
Isn't that fucking like that for every generation?
Yeah, well, it's just funny, but it's just more so like you look at like where we are now, 50 years later, and we've talked about it before. Like go through cycles, right? Okay, we're on to the next.
Here's the question, brother. When did the public? Maybe Grok would know. I don't know. When did the public start to distrust the government? Because that wasn't in the beginning.
Johnny, that was a lot of our generation. So the one of the big status points, one of the big center points of our generation was our distrust for government, like Gen X folks, and you're actually one of them. I'm not getting a job, and I was one of them too. I'm going to do my own thing. Right?
I wasn't smart enough to know why I wasn't getting a job. Fuck, I had no idea that I was falling into their trap.
Well, the funny thing is that, you know, when if you were to sit back and study X, you would kind of go, yeah, because and that distrust of government. Think of the X-Files, Anderson, growing up with, you know, I know you don't watch a lot of TV, but like the X-Files, Mulder and Scully and UFOs and Sasquatch and all that bullshit of what the government told us, and how we were all like, well, I don't know, right? So it's
cracked the top off of my lid when I finally was like, wait a minute, if this is true, I'm gonna have a much different position.
What is it?
Federal income taxes. They didn't exist for the longest fucking time. I mean, state taxes pretty much covered the schools, the roads. It took care of where we lived. You know, the fucking federal income tax was just this fucking thing that was dreamed up and fucking imposed. And you know what I mean? Is like, what purpose does it serve other than fucking, you know, basically bending people over?
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I live in a country where they take 52 cents of my dollar federally. Yeah. So I make $1. I got to give 52 away to those guys over there.
But if you're as an entrepreneur, you get a chance. You're playing the game I am, correct?
But not to the same kind of extent, brother. No, I do not. Yeah, it's fucking horrible. It's just horrible. Like my country is not very friendly to business.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's not the friendly, like, so, you know, you can write off, you know, your mortgage, you can write off a number of different things. I can't here, right? It's quite ridiculous.
You can't write off interest?
No.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That takes one of the major levers right out of the my lord.
So you get to the point where you're like, okay, I guess I'm paying taxes. All right, that means I've made money, and you just kind of have to wrap your head around the fact that after every dollar, I'm giving away 52 cents of it, right? And we don't have enough time for me to give my full feelings about that. But fuck me, dude. Like, even with setting up what I am today, I'll just talk about it publicly. Like, I have set this thing up very loosely here in Canada for the ability for me to go elsewhere, wherever it is, states, somewhere else on the planet, so that I don't have to pay my gazillion % tax over time. You follow what I'm saying in between the lines there?
Sure. and so everybody understands, completely legal.
100%. Yeah.
Just completely legal. Because so many people hear this, like, oh, they're cheating. No, we're not cheating.
No.
We're playing by the rules that the fucking wealthy put in place to take care of themselves.
Well, then that's one thing too that I learned, Johnny. You know, when I sold my company and made a bunch of money, and then sat down with my accountants and advisors. At the end of the day, Anderson, you still got to pay your taxes. Like you can't. Oh, I'm going to go to the Swiss bank accounts. That fucker. I'm going to go to Panama. You still got to pay taxes. You still have to pay taxes.
You only have to pay taxes if there's a taxable event.
If there are strategies that can help you not pay them, then go explore.
You avoid taxable events. Taxable events, you have to pay taxes. Non-taxable events, if a corporation has $1 million at the end of the year and wants to claim it as income, that's a taxable event. That corporation chooses to buy $1 million asset, not a taxable event.
It's just it's being strategic, right? But to think that I'm rich, I'm not going to pay taxes. No, you're uneducated. Hey, coming up in a couple minutes, we got Thomas W. Green. We got Petro jumping into the conversation. Johnny, make $1 million this year. Oh well, off to the poorhouse. Yeah, well, hey, in Canada, you'd be dropping 500 grand into the government. But here's the thing, where Johnny, athletes, and I will speak to defend athletes for a moment, where most of us humans kind of don't wrap our head around it. Okay, do athletes make a lot of money? Yes. All right, so I'm going to give you $1 million to play hockey or play a sport. Off that $1 million, I'm going to take half of it right away, 50%. Off the rest that I'm going to give to your agent, pay taxes, and then I want you to live in a fishbowl, and I'm going to judge everything you fucking do with the media and everything for the next 3 years of your life. I think a lot of people will go, I don't know if I really want that, right? So it's, yes, athletes make a lot of money, but they also got to give away a lot of money along the way.
Well, I mean, as you put a little bit ago, there's no fucking free lunch. At some point, you're going to pay. You can delay it. You can delay taxable events. You can delay all sorts of shit. But
yes,
at some point, you're going to pay. The key is to legally delay as long as you can, so that what you would have paid is still accruing, and your wealth is growing.
Yes, I'll tell you what's growing, Johnny. Summer's around the corner. 15,580 men told us that our sperm, Johnny, strongest in the summer.
Your body runs on seasons, and most men walking around right now have zero clue. 15,581 men. Sperm quality peaks in June and July, crashes in winter. Denmark and Florida, same pattern. It ain't temperature, it's lifestyle. Your habits write the results, whether you're paying attention or not.
There you go. Who knew that, eh? So everybody's getting after it in the summertime, man. Our sperm are the most strongest in the summertime. There's probably some logic to this.
Probably has to do with the fucking fact that people are going outdoors, getting sunlight, and the body starts to operate more the way it was designed.
Maybe something to be said for that, eh? Or maybe it's just
if you look at these statements, you just got to go back a few layers to find the triggers.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Well, last week, on Friday, we put that. I think it was Friday. Yeah, we put that statistical graphic on the board that in the summertime, us men should be sunning our balls to be stimulating the sperm reduction. So maybe that has something to do with it too. Sunning balls. I don't
even think the balls have to be direct hit.
Well, but you never know.
Yes.
You never know.
But based on this statistic, how many of those dudes were fucking sunning their nuts?
Well, but here's the thing. You are bang on. Researchers point, my friend. You're bang on. Researchers point to lifestyle linked, and so Petro's right and Johnny's right, vitamin D. Researchers point to lifestyle linked seasonal rhythms. More movement, more sunlight exposure, better diet, better routines, mostly are likely contributors. So you're bang on, dude. This when you pull it down. Yes, Dwayne Whitaker, ball tanning. And Whitaker, we saw the cameras on the ship. I know what you were doing when Cheryl was sleeping. So don't even try to deny, Whitaker, that you were part of that game. Hey Jimmy, I think you got something committed for us to pay attention to. Jimmy, check this out, Johnny. We got something committed to us to check out on the screen. Look at this guy. Look at the movement. And I'm serious. He puts it like this. He talks about like this crawling movement and how this guy trains every single day. This is how he trains. That's all that he does. Christian McCaffrey's insane workout. 49 superstar running back Christian McCaffrey posted a behind-the-scenes look at his insane off-season workout. That is what he does, and that's a big part of what he does. All that outdoor type stuff, right? Getting on the ground, crawling, and just doing bounds. I shared this because Anderson, we often think that it takes, and you've talked to us before. We often think that we got to go to the gym and lift big heavy weights. The guy's on the ground crawling, Johnny, just crawling.
He's playing pickleball right there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not even about big heavy weights. Just fucking go.
That's a cool movement, though, eh? Like I really enjoyed watching that movement because look at how his complete body is activated, right? And I got to be honest, that looks kind of fucking fun. Like it looks fun.
Try that and then tell me how fun it is.
I used to do that.
That's definitely I guess you'd say a very uneducated in that movement mind.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, look at he's fucking. It's like, granted, it looks really cool, but that's not something that he's opening up his hips. It's going on there.
Yeah, well, I put it out there because you can pull it out like that. There's plenty of intentional movements there when he's crawling, right? That's just not a basic crawl. Like it's very intentional, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I'll tell you what.
He's probably focused on certain areas that need.
Yes.
Could be a hip flexor thing, could be, there's somebody he's targeting some things in there as well. Yeah.
Hey, before we bring in our guest, Jimmy, I want to do this epic spot with Johnny because this one's pretty cool, man. Every now and then we see some really cool things over on Interesting Piece yesterday. So AM and FM radio are obviously on the decline right around North America. And yet, I don't know if you know this, but every iPhone right now that's being sold, we all have FM chips in these fucking things. They're just waiting to be turned on. So what does that mean? We could start like a Mornings in the Lab, like FM channel. And believe me, I was thinking about it last night before I went to bed because I had nothing else to think about. So we could start like an FM frequency and turn it on and people could listen to it on their phones. You could start like a peptides fucking chat available on your phones. The Peptides FM channel with John Anderson. Oh, speaking of,
at some point the radio will, just like Bell Bun of Jeans, the radio will become popular again. That's when you got to look into that.
Speaking of, two things before I forget to tell you. Nick Umbry, I got to put this out there for just all of us to hear. Jimmy, Kai, somebody, I got to get, what's the name of the peptide company again? Your peptide company? Because Nick messaged me. He wants to know.
Max Performance?
Yeah, Max Performance. Okay, good. Max Performance Peptides. Or what is it? What's the domain?
It's Max Performance, the number 4, YOU.com.
Okay, good. Because Nick, remember Nick from last week? Our Green Beret dude, big strength guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he texted me on the weekend asking for details. So I'll get you guys in touch, okay? And then secondly, before we bring in Thomas W. Green, so Johnny, Canada has about 40 million people in our country. Yesterday, Rogers Telecom, just a quick little note for you to kind of wrap your head around this. Rogers Telecom, the biggest telecom company in our country, offered buyout packages to half of their staff, 12,000 humans. In a country of almost 40 million people, they're buying out 12,000 people. Talk about a fucking boom in terms of the telecom communications job market here in this country. That's a fucking chunk of people coming to the market.
Yeah, no shit. Hey, what do you think about this thing with Michael Saylor strategy?
Yeah,
just buying this fucking enormous amount of fucking Bitcoin every week.
It's popping right now, right? It's going to be hitting 80,000 here pretty soon, eh?
I mean, what is and I think what I don't quite understand. I've looked into it, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
It's basically selling, stock, if you will, or some variation of stock, taking that, offering a really good return, taking that, going buying Bitcoin, getting the return from Bitcoin.
Yes.
And just taking the market down. Like
he's certainly playing.
He's buying more than is actually being mined.
But I think he's in a position that he has to because of his position for so long. And so I'm suspecting he's maybe working to cut his losses along the way here because he's got such a long position that he's kind of got no point right now. Right? Like you just kind of think about he's long on this thing. He needs to do these strategies right now is what I'm suspecting. So
is that what you think it is?
I do actually. Yeah.
I'm just wrapping my brain around for the first time. Like, holy shit. Bitcoin is the only asset, which is considered an asset now, right?
Yeah.
That there's it never gets fucking bigger. I mean, value does, but we've never seen an asset that'll become this scarce at some point.
Yes.
'Cause there's always more. If it's great, well, fuck, make another 10 million of them.
Yeah, it's
including dollars.
I'm going to dig into the Michael Sauer thing though, because I've been following it as well, and I was observing a little bit this morning before our show here, so I'll dig into that and we'll bring it to the table this week. All right, coming up, I see the note there, Jim. We got our guest who's been patiently waiting for us in the lab. The guy died, came back to life. John, Sophia Grant's going to set up the conversation. Good morning, Cheryl. Good morning from Whitaker. Hey, we saw Dwayne out there on his deck sunning. Well, Sophia, let's bring him up. Thomas W. Green this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
Most people are running hard. Systems, processes, goals. The whole machine is moving. But if you stop long enough to look underneath, the hardware running it all hasn't changed. The software gets updated. The human doesn't. Today's guest flatlined and came back with the answer to why. His name is Thomas. Declared clinically dead at 21. When he came back, the noise was gone. What replaced it has driven everything since. The guy spent 30 years inside the most complex technology rooms on the planet. IBM networks, SAP infrastructure, global enterprise. And what he kept watching was the same failure, over and over. Leaders throwing money at AI, while the humans running it were never part of the fix. That's what he calls installing new software on broken hardware. Most organizations right now are doing exactly that. And most of them don't know it yet. Today, he sits in boardrooms globally, and he tells leaders what he spent 30 years watching them get wrong. If you've been watching AI miss the mark and felt something nobody is naming, this conversation will name it. Thomas, it's an honor. Welcome to the big show.
Well, I got to be honest, Johnny, I see his picture that he gave us, or we found, and then I got the guy in the green room. I don't know if it's the same guy. But coming up, Thomas W. Green, joining myself and John Anderson this morning on Mornings in the Lab. What's up, Thomas?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you? Where are you joining us from today?
Melbourne in Australia.
Oh, you're down in Melbourne, Australia, dude.
Yeah. It's like 10:30 at night here.
Yeah, you're way in the future for. So hey, can you give Keith and John the heads up on what's happening in the future for us? John was talking about Bitcoin and so forth. So anything we should know about?
Honestly, I think he should just talk to his missus in the Monroe Institute. She'll know everything. That shit's crazy.
Funny enough, she actually one time spit out this fucking. It was a ticker code. And
are you serious?
I swear to God, it was this fucking real obscure. Like I tried to buy it, I couldn't fucking buy it. One of these ones that were like, anyway. Fucking thing ended up fucking taking a big jump. I was like, motherfucker, I should have stayed looking on. Should have found a way to locate some of this.
The ticker code from Terry. So Thomas W. Green. First of all, I got to ask the question about the middle letter, man. So your whole life.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that at the beginning. So
your whole life you've had to have the middle letter, like
not at all. Not at all. I've always just been Tom Green, but people kept saying, "Did I hump a dead moose?" And I didn't, right? So then I went for Thomas Green, and Thomas Green was the purveyor of English goods. It's like an e-commerce store. And so I had to look and go, if I want my own URL, and so I went with Thomas W. Green because that was the easiest URL to find. But I'm not Thomas W. Green in normal life. That's just my URL.
Interesting. Yeah, because I could only imagine. Like I know Johnny has struggled with John Anderson because there's so many different variations of that. He's got JON, not JOHN. He's got SEN instead of SON. So naming's an interesting thing.
Honestly, Keith, I don't care. You can call me what you like, to be fair. But recently I standardized on Thomas because everybody was calling me Tom, Tommy, T. And it's just like, especially in Australia, they love abbreviating things. So,
Yeah. Well, I've never had anybody give me permission, John, to call him what I want. So, all right, you fucking dick. You died at 20.
If I like you, you can call me whatever you choose.
Thomas, let's get into the headline, man. So you died at 21.
Yeah.
Walk me through that day. What do you remember? What does that mean? Tell Keith and John, like when I see that headline that you died, talk to us about that, brother.
Mate, you're going to love this. So there used to be a club called Gatecrasher, right? I lived my life as I was good. My motto was live fast, die young, leave good-looking corpse. I was very hedonistic, and I left boarding school and I went out and I started clubbing, and I used to go out every weekend and take recreational drugs. And we partied at this club called Gatecrasher that became this world-renowned club. And every weekend we'd go and I'd do, pills, which ecstasy pills, which by the way were developed as a weight loss drug in the 1900s, but we won't go there.
Yes.
And we were partying really hard, and then one weekend I just took too many. We talk about compounding. Well, I think 35 pills, half an ounce of White Widow smoke, cocaine. I mean,
what is White Widow smoke?
And I quite rightly passed on. So,
hey, Thomas, define what is White Widow smoke. Define that for us.
Yeah.
Marijuana. It's a strain of marijuana.
Okay.
It's a strain of like a bud to smoke, right? White Widows.
Okay.
And so because you have uppers and then you have downers and then you have things that trend in the middle. Just having fun, right? And so. I'm there, and on the Saturday we party all Saturday night, Sunday morning, go to an after club, and then about I don't know midday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm like, something's not quite right. And I think I was starting being paranoid. I mean, to be fair, after you smoked enough pot and you've been up all night, it might happen. And so and
the ecstasy and the cocaine has a little something to do with paranoia when it's wearing off too,
Yeah.
And I was a little bit desensitized because this was just a weekly occurrence to me, and you get used to shit. But I got to the point where I was like, something's not going right. So I went home, I drove home. I've been driving, right? And, that's a normal occurrence. I don't sanction drug driving, but that's just one of the things that we did back then. And I got home and I went to my bedroom and I sat on my bed and I was like, right. I'm gonna sort myself through this. I'm gonna sort myself out. And I sat there and I was aware of my breath, and it was like labored. And I sat there with this labored breath, and it got more and more labored. And after about 90 minutes, although at this point I'm sure time was a bit of an illusion, to be honest with you. I'm not sure whether it was 90 minutes or 2 hours or what. But I remember getting to the point going, yeah, that's it. That's it done. I know, you just kind of know, right? You just know it's the end of it. And so I walked through to my mum and dad's room, and my dad was in bed already. And I remember getting in bed with my dad and trying to get my dad to give me a hug, because when you're dying, you actually want to be held. It's not just a Hollywood thing. It's true. Right?
So you were living at home during all this.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. So your parents must have loved this shit. Oh, Jesus.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they sent me away to boarding school at 9 years old. So, I kind of lived away from home and then came back at 16 when I finished boarding school. And so I was in the family business as well. So, yeah, I've got kids, and I'm hoping that, the new generation is slightly different to what we were, for certain.
Thomas, you married?
Yeah, I remember I laid on the bed and I wanted my dad to give me a hug, and he didn't really know how to be honest, big Victorian parenting. And so he called my mum through, and my mum came through and she gave me a hug. And yeah, just, I remember passing out and it was interesting to hear. You had this guy on that I saw in your repeats earlier. There were similarities, and there's a lot of similarities with NDEs.
The dude that died yesterday? The guy that said he died yesterday? Yeah. I don't think he died. I think he might have. I think he was actually full of shit, but that's just my opinion.
Well, so it's interesting. I've studied NDEs, near-death experiences, because I wanted to understand what did I experience and how do I explain it. And actually, there's so many places we could take this conversation, because whether you want to talk about remote viewing, which is the Monroe Institute, or the Gateway experience, the CIA, or psychops, or any other, I wanted to understand what happened to me. And so I've spent the last 30 years
really
understanding everything just to be able to explain.
So you actually understand the Gateway and all this shit. You've looked into that stuff before I brought it up with my wife. No shit. I was wondering why, because you came on, you hit that. I was like, "Fuck, you was listening."
Me too. Yeah. So let's go there then. So let's spend some time, Thomas, because John talked about Terry's experiences with her where her beliefs lie and what her abilities lie. Talk about the Gateway, Thomas, and your experience with it.
let me finish quickly the death experience because it will give us some subject matter that I can reference when talking about other things.
Yes.
So when I had this experience, I was out of body. So I remember looking down at my body, which is similar to the guy that was on yesterday.
Yes.
However, the difference being is that I met an omnipresent version of myself, which was me in a voice that was coming from everywhere. And I had a conversation with that version of myself.
Wow.
And I chose to come back. But we can go into that, but that's not really the point. The point is that in both the experience the guy yesterday talked about and my experience and nearly all other NDEs, there is a place outside of this third dimension, which is, it's like a bit more wispy, it's a little more dreamlike, it's not physical. And that's like the fourth dimension. And so it's really interesting because we're taught that death is this thing that we arrive magically. Before we're born, there's death, there's nothing, and then when we die, there's nothing. Because, again, without going too political, the concept of control, if we realize we had infinite lives and we were reincarnated, we might be not as controllable as we are now. So there's this thing that lives outside of life. There's this space that we can, outside of time and space, that we can access. And so when... please remind me, John, of your wife's name. Is it Melinda, did you say?
Terry.
Terry. So when Terry goes into a dream state or a trance state, she connects into this space and can pull information from that space.
Well, she talks about what you're saying. She talks about like seeing herself from above.
Yeah, so it's called astral traveling, or the Munro Institute call it remote viewing. And actually, the CIA had trained psychic spies. There's a film called Men Who Stare at Goats. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's so fucking funny. It really is, right? There's this ability to change our reality around us. Have you heard of this concept that we're in a simulation?
Oh, we talk about it all the time. Keith and Johnny talk about it all the time. Yep.
Yeah. So let's overlay the idea that we live in a simulation with the. Have you heard of the multiverse idea?
100%. Yeah, that's what we're building here on the show.
Yeah, okay. So this idea that we're in a simulation or a multiverse, if you suggest that there is a dream world and that this reality we occupy right now is one of an infinite number of variations or permutations of the dream world. So yeah. we could be here right now with me with the hair color I've got, or me with green hair, or Johnny, where he didn't have such big guns, man. Although maybe that's in all realities. You've got those guns, Johnny. Yeah, I don't know. But so all these different realities, right? And so what happens is that we oscillate, we vibrate, and we attract that reality to us. And so we can go out into those different realities and get messages, information, or go into that space. And that's what all of these ideas that they're researching. And it's just yesterday, I think they did an experiment with quantum computing where they got two quantum computers to work in parallel, simultaneously together, and they were connected, but they were connected through this fourth dimension, this quantum soup. And so they acted as though they were not separate, even though they were miles apart.
Interesting. Hanging out with our friend Thomas W. Green from the future. We're talking the future. We're talking out-of-body experiences with Thomas W. Green from
Check this out real quick. You know how the whole Monroe Institute came up in our conversation, Keith?
Yeah.
Because you asked me what was going on.
Yeah.
So I got started off on that, and we got fucking totally sidetracked. So in 2 weekends, not this weekend, two from this weekend, two of Terry's instructors from the Monroe Institute are coming to stay here for the weekend.
Oh, really?
Oh,
yeah. She's so fucking excited, dude.
That's wild, man.
Yeah,
dude. That's actually kind of a crazy weekend for you, actually, because you're gonna be observing some stuff, Johnny, that you might not be able to explain.
Well, I have no idea if they're going to be Monroeing or not. For the term. I just know that she really had a great connection with them, and they stayed in touch afterwards.
Have you heard of transcendental meditation?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Say again, brother.
Transcendental meditation.
Yeah, these are all terms that she knows that I don't.
Yeah, so the reason why I'm asking you is because Washington, D.C., they did a study where there was 4,000 people meditated over 9 weeks. I'm not sure of the exact numbers, but basically what happened was they reduced serious crime by 75, 85% over that period. Because the same way that Terry and her cohort can go and get information, you can also radiate out information into that space. And actually, that's the key to what the blueprint for the future is. I think that we're receivers and transmitters. And so we receive signal. Most of the time, you were talking about it earlier. About
I sound like I'm listening to her right now. The way you're speaking is very similar.
Yeah, well, you said earlier, we're waking up. Well, this generation have woken up from our sleep. Now, what happens is, when we've woken up, it means that we're more consciously aware of what information we're receiving and what we repeat and what we give out to other people. We're being much more discerning of whether we take the propaganda, the lies, the psychological programming, and whether we believe it or whether we don't. And then what we repeat out back to the world.
Thomas W. Green joining us, Johnny. So the Whitakers practice the transcendental meditation. Whitaker just jumped in with jumped in with the comment there. Hey, Thomas, you're a Gen Xer, aren't you?
Not sure.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, brother. I don't even know all these fucking generations either.
How old are you?
Well, so I died at 21. So am I 48 or am I?
I love it, dude. It's a rebirth, man. It's his rebirth. He's on his second life. See, most people don't see both the lives in one fucking.
Yeah. All right. So let me ask you this: what age do you have on your license?
Now that's a good point. So my license says I'm 48.
Okay. So
let's be clear, Keith, because you were talking about this earlier. My license is not for me. My license is the fictional person that the state or the institutions want me to believe is me, but it's separate to the natural born person that I am. But that's a whole other subject.
That's the guy that loves ecstasy and cocaine.
Yes, I'm loving this. So, Thomas, is the Earth flat or round?
He doesn't.
I could give you evidence for both sides.
I love it. That's why I asked the question, because I'm learning as I'm speaking to people. There's a fact, and there's an alternative fact, and there's a third point of view.
I love it. It's because there's a little bit of a test to that because it shows, is someone just completely closed-minded? It just gives you an idea of the position of the person.
Well, it's interesting, Johnny, because I was talking to somebody who's like, who says to me, no, the Earth is flat. And I was like, okay, tell me why. He's like, well, because all the maps that everybody uses in the world, they're all flat. So why are we teaching us that it's round when we get into aviation and we get it?
Well, check this out. I could give fucking two shits what shape the fucking Earth is.
Yeah, you and me both.
The whole idea of the fact that it's round is an evolution of thought, is what I like to support.
Me too. Yes.
Why is it that we're not allowed as a species to go over the 60th percentile? Now, that is a degree. If you're going towards the South Pole, there is a point in the water, like I have the equator. Well, there's a point that's called the 60th percentile, which is 60% of the way down. If you go over that line, every nation in the world joins together to protect that. It's not. There's no war at that point.
Is that where the Bermuda Triangle is, where all these ships disappear?
That's slightly different. This is supposedly there's an ice wall after that, but that's getting into information that I can't corroborate. So, but I'll tell you something that is interesting, Keith and Johnny, that you might find that corroborates this. So, not only did I die when I was 21, I then went on to break my back when I was 24. So. Yeah. I had a fight with a ton bag of soil, not realizing it was a ton bag, right? You're 24, you're big, you're muscly, you think you can pull anything strong. And so I was twisting to move this ton bag of soil, and the bag didn't move. It didn't budge. It didn't even move.
Yeah.
And so I went to the normal hospital, and they said, look, you got to be operated on. If you want to walk, you want to be okay again, you got to be operated on.
What was the damage?
Yes.
What was the damage? What was the actual damage?
I collapsed the L4, L5, and cut the L4, L5 protrusion, then cut into the nerve, and it meant that the nerve inflamed, and it meant that I was in just.
Dude, I had the exact same injury. Yeah, I competed through that for 6 fucking years, which was not a good idea.
Yeah, and you broke your dick too, Johnny.
I did break my dick, but that was a much more entertaining story.
Thomas Green, Thomas W. Green, myself, John Adams. We're talking breaking stuff this morning. Hey, Thomas, did you know what really happens inside your body when you do a pull-up?
When you do
Did you
a
know
pull-up,
a pull-up is basically your whole upper body signing one brutal contract? Everybody gets recruited. It starts with your grip. Forearm muscles fire first, because if your hands fail, the whole damn thing is over.
Then your lats drive the lift. Your biceps help bend the elbows, but your back is doing the heavy hauling.
Your core jumps in too. That's what keeps your body from swinging around like a busted garage sign.
And your shoulders have to stabilize the whole chain. If one piece is weak, the movement gets ugly fast.
So a pull-up isn't just arms, brother. It's coordination, control, and strength all firing together. That's our today's Did You Know? Back to Keith and John.
You were talking breaking backs. I figured, hey, if you do some pull-ups, that might be a way not to break your back.
How many people do you know that do a pull-up that disengage their legs?
It's true, John. I know, right?
Yeah, the legs are very rare that you find someone do a pull-up that just lets his legs hang. You can't. It's like your whole body is trying to get up there. I mean, granted, there are people that do it, but I mean, for the most part, most people are kicking their legs around.
Yeah. So I'm going to be frank with you, because I got to rack right outside the wall here. I don't, even if I just do a couple of them, John, because I've been working really intentionally on what you just said. Like just hanging dead and pulling myself up. And you know why? Because I'm getting older. And I've told myself this, if I can keep doing this as I get older, it's a good thing. Whether it's 1, 2, or 3, because you're right, Anderson. Too often when I was younger, I would use those legs for momentum. Now I'm really intentionally not using a band and just hanging there. And even if I'm sucking at it, doing whatever I can to pull my body up. Actually, speaking about what you're talking about, because I don't want to go the easy route, Johnny. Seriously.
Well, there's arguments on both sides of that coin.
Okay.
Because when you already stated your argument. It's very being strict and slow is
yes.
But the flip side is when you're fucking flopping around like a fish in there. There's a lot of torque and shit going on.
Of course,
tendons and ligaments that have actually grown accustomed to this. They continue to adapt, and you can have really fucking strong connective tissue in your elbows from doing pull-ups. And I used to intentionally do pull-ups, just fucking bang them out and be aggressive as I could, because it was like secondary tendon and I guess you could say whole arm durability work for lifting fucking Atlas stones.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Well, I'll tell you what's also interesting. So I got a guy, we're talking damage, we're talking breaking dicks, breaking backs. Jimmy, what's up with the king of bullfighters?
A bullfighter they call the king just found out the bull don't care about titles. And the injury is one of the worst I've ever heard described. Story is the so-called king of bullfighters took a horn that left a 4-inch wound and completely severed his rectum. At what point do we stop calling it tradition and start calling it what it is? When the injury list reads like a trauma ward, maybe that point already passed.
Thomas, you brought it up, man. You started talking about breaking body parts, so I'm thinking, hey, I guess we're going to talk about fixing backs and breaking rectums. Could you imagine?
The bulls in Pamplona?
Fuck, could you imagine getting a bullhorn up your ass? Dude, that's not pretty.
Oh, God. I'm getting fucking chills in my whole body from that. Fuck.
Like, the fact that these things still happen in 2026 baffles me.
God damn it.
Like, it seems like such a medieval sport to start with, Thomas, yet this is happening like right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big thing in Spain.
It's fucking crazy, man. Like, just right up his rectum. 4 inches, boys. That's the length of my dick. 4 inches.
He's lucky he didn't get more than that in there. I was surprised you couldn't see fucking blood coming out of his drawers.
Thomas, you've been a treat, man. Where can folks find you, engage with you, learn more about your story, learn more about transcendental meditation, and engage with you, Thomas W. Green?
Yeah, so either thomaswgreen.com or thefuturistwhodied.com. They both come through to me.
Yeah. Did you have fun with us today? It went fast, dude. Did you have fun?
I did, man. I could have stayed here for a lot longer. Like I laughed at the comment earlier when you said, us Gen Xers, like, and I'll put myself in that category, we love to have long discourse. Mate, I do podcasts and they're 2-3 hours. Like, God bless anybody who stays through them. Like, I don't do short 30-second clips, right?
That's it. That's it. That's why we do our thing here. So hey, thanks for joining us from Melbourne. You dialed on into North America here today. You've been a great treat, and lots of love, man. Thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thanks. No
Appreciate
problem.
your time, brother.
Keep rocking on, guys. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
All right. Thomas W. Green's out of here. We're doing a lifestyle tip, resetting hour 2 with Brianna Bass. Are coming back with You're Not Too Old, You're Just Boring. Good morning, my love. I love you. And yes, Holroyd, just the tip up the rectum with the bullfighter. Anderson, you're up this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
All right, today's tip, I'm trying to bring you guys some really simple stuff. So many of you guys are complaining about not having energy, and it's kind of an ongoing thing, especially in the afternoon. Well, here's the thing. There's probably a multitude of reasons why. I'm just going to single out one that could make a very big difference for you, and that's hydration. Just do a quick Google search on the negative side effects of dehydration. Low energy, headaches, it's deep. This thing will go on. It's pages. Anyway, point being, most people are not hydrating properly. And think of it is almost like trying to rehydrate in a few hours is kind of like a down payment on the situation. You've got to do this with a little regularity, almost like your diet. You know, eating well for the day is not going to change everything like that. Same thing with water. So here's the tip. You should be eating throughout the day, because if you're not, that's another reason you've got poor energy. We've talked about, having, even if it's just, I don't like the word snack, but healthy snack, something that can replace a mealtime that's convenient. I call it emergency food. Point being is, if you couple a small bottle of water or a big glass of water every time you eat, which I would say should be 4 or 5 times a day, that's scheduling your water, much like you're scheduling your food. When you basically bring water in at an even rate, that's much more helpful to the body than when you go, oh my God, I haven't drank any water today. Now I'm going to suck down 2 liters and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, you're dehydrated, then you're basically overhydrated. Your body feels way too much water coming in too quickly. It goes into hyper mode of getting rid of the water, then it dehydrates itself, thinking that high rate of water is going to continue. So you see what I mean? It's not just drinking water. How are you drinking your water? So if you truly are trying to make a difference, you've been listening to these tips, you should be eating more than once or twice, even 3 times a day. Now you're going to couple your water with your food. Make it simple, a big glass or a 16-ounce bottle. Not saying this is all you can drink. This is a minimum. You'll start to notice when you drink more water, you'll actually want more water. You'll start to notice that you're starting to wake up. You're starting to notice that you feel cleaner. There's all sorts of really, really positive benefits that come with not being dehydrated. So if you're one of these people who doesn't pay any attention to hydration, the tip is wake the fuck up. This could be the answer of your headaches and or your low energy or any of the other goddamn side effects that dehydration brings into your life. Rock and roll.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to hour 2 with Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We just wrapped up with Thomas W. Green, the guy who died at 21. Yeah, doesn't know how old he is anymore because he died at 21, but he came back. A fun conversation looking into the future, transcendental meditation, and so forth with myself, John, and Thomas W. Green. Coming up, you're not old. No, you're just boring. Brianna Bass, Keith Billis, John Anderson. And hey, some kid died because he masturbated too much. I'm just delivering the news. Coming up next, myself, John Anderson, Brianna Bass. And hey, do you ladies like to walk around the house naked? Because men love it. Coming up right now with John Anderson and Brianna Bass and me, the handsome chief, on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.
You're not old. You're just predictable, bro. Same foreplay, same playlist, same goodnight peck. Then you act shocked she's scrolling.
Desire doesn't die from birthdays. It dies from reruns.
Your brain wants novelty, not another Thursday at 9:12 performance review.
And stop blaming low T like it's a villain. Most of the time, it's low novelty, high stress, and a marriage run like a group chat.
You turned her into a coworker. Calendars, chores, carpool, Costco. Then you wonder why the bedroom feels like an unpaid internship. The fix isn't a yacht or a midlife motorcycle. It's one new, slightly awkward thing a week that makes you both laugh and sweat. So when a man says, we're fine, Keith, John, Brianna, is that peace or boredom with a mortgage and good manners?
Yes, yes,
I've been trying to get in that car.
yes, Jimmy. Good, we didn't put John in there because there's no room for him.
Is that the color of your car?
That's actually exactly my car. Yeah, that's exactly my car sitting there in the garage. Yeah, 100%.
When was the last time it came out from underneath its blanket?
In the garage. Actually, a couple weeks ago, I was showing it off to somebody there. So, yeah.
Did it leave the garage?
Did not leave the garage. No, I need a new battery. I got to talk to Dom, Brianna, about a battery for my car. So, speaking of Dom, we may have invited him to the show, Brianna. Just saying.
What?
Yeah, we may have invited him to the show just to have a conversation with a dude who's used to coach leaders, who's working at Tesla. Just talking out loud. Hey, so how are you? How are you? It's been a week since we saw you last. I got some fun stuff for us today. One of them is the fact that you're not old. And I was thinking, because you said last week you deal with CEOs and founders and executives. And mostly I'm thinking like kind of like Keith and Johnny's age, probably 45 to 60. And I got to think they're going through life where they may be accused of being boring in the bedroom and so forth. Brianna, is that a common theme coming into your office?
Yeah, and they feel it, because with me, right, it's different. I'm actually, or I might be the only one getting the truth, and they will openly say, you know, I feel boring. My life is boring. I've lost my spark.
Interesting. Yeah. Just like that, eh?
Do they put any effort into it, or they just sit back and bitch about it?
Yeah.
I think the fact that they're in my chair is an incredible amount of effort. That's an investment, of time and energy and resources. And, you know, to say these things out loud, to breathe life in them makes it much harder to go on exactly how things are. Just doing that alone makes it more difficult. That's when, you know, you hear the buzzy word about cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
Anytime you give more life into that cognitive dissonance, it gets more and more uncomfortable. And then if you do that week over week and report to somebody, I mean, you know, this applies to John, to working out, anything, right? I turn into an accountability partner unintentionally, in the fact that we're having these conversations week over week. It's going to be socially expected, let's say, even if it's just with that person, not with me, to report some sort of implementation of change or what have you, growth. So we don't want to go and report the exact same thing week over week to someone. So typically momentum just naturally is bred.
So they're basically you are the first step of their effort in most cases.
I think that I am probably the middle to last step, because I think you're turned into some self-help stuff and inner reflection for a long time. I mean, people take years before they get in my seat. Kind of a tagline I say often, but I mean it, is that I'm often the last knock, definitely for relationships. So if relationships, right, have sort of gotten to a point where maybe they've gone to other couples therapists in the past, or you know, they've dabbled in their own sort of efforts and attempts, I would not be one of the first lines of defense. I should be. That would be a much wiser move, much smarter ROI. And as things get sort of into a darker, you know, more complex place with your relationship, they can become harder and harder to untangle. Or same with you losing your spark, just as a single dude CEO, right? If you're, call it 45, and you feel like you've gotten boring, right? We want to stop the bleeding and the hemorrhaging ASAP, way better results. So no, don't delay. You want to get in as soon as possible. Way better results.
I find that
are these people, are they exercising? Are they like taking care of their lifestyle?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. You know, just generally speaking, of course, everyone is unique and different, but generally speaking, I would say most people that I work with, ambitious, high achievers, very introspective. So they often come in knowing why they do what they do. Hey, dad left and here I am doing this. They can connect the dots on their own. So it's also what I mean by, maybe I'm not necessarily the first line of defense that they've gone to. They've tried some other stuff on for size. They want to work it out on their own. Fair enough. But no, they typically have a healthy lifestyle to an extent. Things look good on paper. They're often intellectuals. They're reflective.
Yeah. It's fascinating by how you started it, because so a man will come in and say to you, I feel like I've become boring. Like, it's their own admission. So interesting to hear you say, because first of all, it takes the courage to come see you, right? You're like, okay, I got the balls to come sit with her. And then B, to open my mouth up and say that this is what I've become.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we don't necessarily start right there. And I don't want to give it all away, but perhaps I lead them. If or smelling that might be how they're feeling, I might lead you to eventually admit that, right? So if you're talking about your relationship, for example, I'm asking, like, what does a day in the life look like? What does a Tuesday look like for you? And do they all look the same?
Yeah.
Right? In the intro of the show, the whole novelty piece, I mean, that is technically true. So if we're doing same dinner, same side of the bed, same conversation about the kids and logistics, sex on the same night or in the same way, right?
Same process, yes.
Yeah, we have what's called habituation. That's the technical clinical term, is habituation, right? So if we're in habituation with our partner, and then even just in our own world, in our own ecosystem, we're going to look up one day and feel very distant from, quote, the version of ourselves that we used to be, which we saw as more attractive, and not just physically, but literally magnetic to other people. People thought we were interesting. Now we have a hard time maybe even making small talk or initiating conversations or staying in them, because we lost ourselves along the way, sort of in that monotony, in that routine. The good news is, though, all the stuff I'm talking about right now is very breakable. I didn't talk about some disorder we have. We're not fundamentally boring. Odds are you can look back at your life from 10 or 20 years ago and you feel a little bit of pride perhaps in that you. So you can get it back.
That's interesting. Well, I'll tell you something that might help the spark around the house. Johnny, Brianna, Keith, I found a little clip that I saved specifically for today's chat about maybe this might help.
Who even sleeps with clothes on these days? She should be bare ass naked in that bed. We also should just walk around the house naked and cook naked, but watch out for bacon. And one of the most important times to be naked is when you're saying goodbye to your man when he leaves work in the morning, because you need to give him a naked hug. Studies show that 100% of men like when their woman takes her clothes off. So don't deny science. Just be naked.
So there you go. I'm thinking of John Petricelli. Brianna, you're one of the teammates here. Dr. John, he's our resident scientist on Friday. And I think he would agree that 100% of men like when their wives are naked. And I'm thinking that the best way to not be boring is if our wife walks around the house naked. Am I wrong?
You're not one. I do love that very formal study, but 100% of men. But I agree with that. It's back to the habituation thing, yes. Right? So if we're not typically being naked, what's really happening, the mechanism behind kind of what she's saying would be that it was a disruption. It was doing something different that was exciting and did something that was sort of uncertain and unpredictable. And then if I actually disagree with her that we wouldn't want to make it 100% of the time, maybe you make it 40% of the time.
As Charlie said, there's good naked and bad naked, right? I don't know if I want to be naked, crouching in the kitchen, picking stuff off the floor.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Well, that would break the pattern.
Well,
that's very true.
This is true. Well, and Johnny, Brianna said something which kind of struck me too, which was, you said, the habituation of sleeping on different sides of the bed. Like, I couldn't imagine that actually. Hey, Lauren, let's sleep on a different side of the bed tonight. I just might. It's funny because we take things for granted. It's like, no, I always just sleep there.
Well, it's fucking. As we sit here and talk about this, I think to myself. Because when we transverse homes, I often will start to miss the other one because I've kind of gotten settled into this pattern here. Well, fuck, let's just go. It restructures life when we go to the other house.
Yeah,
and I wonder if that down, because for me, it's a strength to a point where it becomes a weakness, where I can get these fucking rhythms together where my rotation daily can become a set of prison walls real quickly.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. If I don't break that shit up, I'll put myself in prison. It feels good at first. And then also it's like, holy Christ, what the fuck? What did I do here? I need a little fucking, and usually Tara will point it out before I have before I see it. But, we try to, flip back and forth between the homes every month or two. Totally fucking gets rid of that.
Yeah. Habituation is an interesting topic, Brandon, because, you even said something in the opener where we all have our moves, or the way that we would have sex, right? Like there's probably a progression that we have, right? And there's comfort in that though too, Brianna. So there's a balance between comfort and habituation. And I'm not suggesting one is better than the other, but I'm thinking about how you're talking and how we just get into a routine, that habit, and it just happens, right? And then before you know it, we become boring.
Yeah, the brain is looking for specifically uncertainty, which I want to be really clear does not mean unfamiliarity, right? So you can have a partner of 20 years and be familiar with them. Great. I didn't say unfamiliarity. I said uncertainty. You can have uncertainty with a partner that you've known for 20 years, right? To be crystal clear, because boring it's not a condition of your relationship. I mean, it is in this context because we're discussing it as a condition, but I mean, it's not some sort of symptom, really. It's a personal condition inside of a relationship. Like a boring person is going to produce a boring relationship regardless of who they are with, right? So ultimately, how you are showing up in that relationship is what's critical, right? When did I stop being interesting? When did I stop being curious? When did I stop taking risks? Right? When did I lose my lust for the world and learning more about it, or myself, or the person across the dinner table from me? So when I talk about kind of the novelty and the breaking the patterns, I don't want you to switch sides of the bed. I don't want you to disrupt your good night, cozy sleep.
Yeah.
What I'm looking for you to do is break some of the patterns that specifically involve the curiosity about you and your partner, the world around you. And so, if we know that we start making out in this way and things progress and it follows the same pattern, the same positions, everybody maybe gets to the finish line in this quick kind of efficient way, and then we go about our business. That's what I want you to start to disrupt.
Interesting. Brianna, do you have a lot of men that come in to say, my wife has become boring?
Oh, absolutely. Of course. Right. And I will be here to tell you some hard news is that a lot of people externalize that, right? I've externalized the problem entirely. The relationship got boring, or my partner got boring. Well, how did you get boring? How did you?
I'm going to say, it's a pet peeve when someone blames their partner. I
agree with you, John. Yeah.
Fuck, man. Do you not understand that this is a two-way street here?
Yep. That's why I'm most proud. There's a sign in our bedroom I talked about before, Johnny and Brandon. There's a sign in our bedroom that hangs that it says, I love us. Because I'm with you, Anderson. I can't expect my wife to live a healthy lifestyle and take care of herself. I'm not going to do it. Like I can't. That's bizarre to me. I want a hot wife, yet you're a fucking fat slob on the couch.
Right.
So
lead the charge, right? So lead the charge, right? So if you're going, this has gotten a little bit boring. One person can pull you out of this, right? Because it isn't the relationship. You do play a part in that. It is very unlikely that one person can happen, but it's very unlikely that one person is spicy and curious and all those things and are all these things. And we see them exactly living this healthy lifestyle and investing in themselves and growing and evolving, going to therapy, and the other person just stays stagnant. All the time I will get one person of a couple. And I know without a doubt that even them just going to therapy for 4, 5, 6 weeks, I know that partner is going to have some shifts. That partner is going to get super uncomfortable watching their partner start to evolve and invest. It's infectious. It's contagious. It will influence the other. So yes, stop with the complete externalization of your relationship being boring or your partner and go ahead and lead the way. Even if that's true also, you need to go ahead and lead the way. You need to understand self-expansion theory. Self-expansion theory, everyone should be able to identify with this, right? The core finding is that people are most attracted to partners who make them feel bigger, more capable, more interesting versions of themselves. So in early relationships, this happened organically.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me more about that. Oh, you did? Oh, so when you were 25, you went to this. Oh, that's so interesting.
Yep.
And you, right, that's happening organically. And you're starting to feel like, yeah. Or when they showed up for the date, you're like, you look so good. You know, all this stuff is just happening, right? And then we lose all of that over time, right? And when neither person is having self-expansion by way of their partner kind of influencing that causes things to halt.
Yeah.
Especially what's the antithesis of all that? Critique.
100%.
Criticism, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Always great conversation with myself, Johnny, and Brand Ambassador every single Tuesday on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. No safe words. Hey guys. So I received a clip yesterday anonymously. And I don't know, it's coming from the Carolinas. And first of all, I got a comment here, boys and girls, from Petro. Johnny says, once I get my house back, i.e. daughter off to college, the house mandate will be naked. So Petro's might be on the naked mandate around the house. But you know, Petro's in the Carolinas, Johnny. And I think Petro likes golf. Well, I found a video of something happening at Topgolf yesterday. Jimmy, let's run the clip. Petro, ears up, man. Was this you last night on the Topgolf course in your fucking van? Dude, look at this dude. He's out there in the Topgolf course, drunk out of his mind, driving out there on the Topgolf, wrecking his car, pissing all over the course. You guys got to see this quickly, actually. It's pretty funny. But look, he stops. And so if you've ever been to Topgolf, Brand, I'm sure you've been or whatever, but it's they're out, these folks are out there golfing. Next thing you know, there's some dude driving out there, urinating on the course and crashing his car out on the Topgolf course. Like, dumb shit award this morning. Nothing better to do.
Yeah, that's a first. Never seen that one before.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. You know, with Petro's comment, he's been shit. Hey, Brianna, data shows husbands who kiss their wives before work live 5 years longer. A study led by Dr. Arthur Sabo of the University of Kiel reveals that a simple morning ritual in 1980s, 20 to 25%, men will live 5 years longer if we kiss our wives before we go to work. Little stat for you to know.
So Brianna, what my first inkling, and tell me if I'm off base on this, is that if you have human connection, gives you a reason and a will to want to live. If you don't have connection, why at a certain point you're kind of like, what the fuck's it matter? Well, fuck, I can't wait to see my wife tomorrow. That's a reason to live.
Yes.
Is that totally off base?
No, I think that's a great point. I think that's part of it. What I would venture is that what they're measuring is the kiss, but underneath that is a number of other things that would lead to that kiss to even be desired by both parties and occur on a day-to-day basis, right? So odds are that means maybe better communication, better accountability between them, better this, right? So that's probably an output of other things. Yes. Being the case, like John, what he's talking about as well, caring about your partner, having something to live for. And you're right, that is motivating. Are these couples therefore a little bit healthier in nature because of what we were talking about? You'd have to have two people participating, let's say, in a radically unhealthy lifestyle. Let's say, well, those odds are then right, if they're on the same team. So for those reasons, I think it's probably behind the kiss, but sometimes we present things like that and deliver them to society. So they're very digestible. And so that works for me. I'm glad about that. If someone's like, okay, I'll just kiss my wife, because I know that will still probably trigger some of the other things I'm talking about.
Well, this too, Brianna and John, is there's an intention behind it. Like if you have to walk across the room or downstairs or upstairs to go and kiss your wife or your husband, you're intentionally choosing, like think about that, right? You're intentionally choosing to make you important, to come over and give you a kiss and all that oxytocin and feelings before you leave. And I see you nodding, Brandon, because there's a lot of power in that moment happening before the kiss, right? You've intentionally decided, I'm walking over and giving John a kiss before I leave. And the kiss is actually the last part of the whole thing, Brianna, when you think about it.
Yeah, it's effort, and in effort is security. So security is really beautiful. Yeah, security is beautiful, and security is absolutely fantastic for relationships, and that is very different than predictability. People get predictability and security confused.
Oh, I love that.
Yes. So because today we've kept talking about how no predictability. Correct. And security, to be clear, right? Security is knowing my partner has my back. Security is knowing this bond is strong, right? It's not something that's delicate and fragile, or if I speak my mind or come to them, things fall apart. Okay. Predictability is knowing exactly what Tuesday night looks like for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I love that effort of security because Lauren was on the bike before I came in here. I walked over and gave her a kiss. Now, I'm not suggesting that made her secure, but it made me feel secure. I went over, I gave her a kiss, and I felt like there was that little connection. I came in here and I went on with my thing. She sent me a note after, but there was that whole little micro moment that doesn't mean anything, but yet it meant so much.
It means so much.
If we behave in a way that makes our mate want to be with us,
yes,
that's fucking far more secure than making a bunch of rules to keep her fucking trapped.
Yes. It's interesting, Brandon, John, because I was last week I came home. Lauren was home and I came home in the Jeep, my old rusty old Jeep, and she said she was in the yard already, and she goes, "You drove in and you kind of gave me the butterflies again because I just saw you driving in the yard with the Jeep, and it was kind of like a flashback, Brandon, back to when we first met." Right. And it was, and it made me feel so good again because I could see the smile on her face, and she's like, "Oh, maybe you kind of gave me the tinkles because I saw you driving in and I saw the smile on her face." And there's just that, maybe that's that security feeling again. Right. And it was unpredictable because I rarely leave in my Jeep. So that whole unpredictable situation created that moment.
Because it won't start very often.
Yeah. That too. Good one, Anderson. Good one. Hey, Jimmy, what do we got for a vintage spot today for us couple old dogs for this? Oh, yes. I remember Petro. Remember these? Brianna would remember these because Brianna got tickets on her phone. I think she's so young compared to me and Johnny. But John, remember the fucking the ticket you had to carry to get into the concert? Like Brianna, I slept outside Sears to get tickets to Def Leppard and Motley Crue.
I was never that guy.
Oh, I was that guy. Oh, yeah. I was sleeping in the malls. Yeah, for days on end to get the tickets. True story.
Well, you were swallowed by pop culture.
I was 100%. I was, yes. But if I wasn't swallowed by pop culture, we wouldn't be on this journey we are on right now. So, hey, Brianna, John, before you guys go.
Hey, John, before you go, we found a dude speedrunning bra unhooks like it's an Olympic event, and the crowd's wearing pink like it's a charity rave. It's real-life Joey, but with chaos DLC. One hand, rapid-fire hep click, and the volunteers are lined up like a weird human vending machine. Plot twist. Half the ladies in line are dudes in bras, grinning like they're about to win a bet and lose their dignity. And the comments are unhinged. Is this Guinness? Is this horny? Is this performance art? Yes. It's all three. He's chasing that old record vibe, but this one's pure comedy, like a circus act sponsored by Secondhand Embarrassment. Hey, John, what do you think? Is this man a legend, or should every bra in America file a restraining order?
Yeah, 91 bras and 60 seconds.
Why do you have Brianna in the back seat?
Ask Jimmy.
Jesus Christ, man. Shit. Not that we didn't look good driving there, but fuck, we'd be up in the front talking, having a good time. Shit.
I looked kidnapped.
Oh my God, I looked kidnapped. 91 bras in 60 seconds. Brianna, the female on the show, should men do a better job at this, or is this just what it is?
No, I think men should, just because theme of everything is hot. Right. So if a guy, if we're going like, oh, look at them knowing their way around. There's something about that. That's hot. So yeah, whatever. Again, and to Keith's point, right? It was him being out in the truck. I always harp on this and I won't ever stop, and how free and how tiny this stuff can be. And just him getting out there and that being unpredictable, a little bit of a pattern shift. It also made him seem interesting. It was nostalgic. It brought back the beginning sort of version where you guys were a little bit more spicier, free, and we weren't as weighed down by morning shows and bills and logistics, right? So but this video is wild.
That's funny, man. That's so good. That's so good. Johnny, what do you got going on today, brother? You're back home. What do you got going on?
Let's see here. Got my normal filming with Ben right after this.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my early nap. I've got actually a series of calls later today, which I'm looking forward to.
Nice.
Yeah, forgive me. I have a 9:30 with my business coach about the new company, which would be fun.
Oh, okay. Okay. Interesting. What do you got going on today, Brianna?
I have saving lives.
Oh, nice. Well, I'll tell you, a young man could have used some life saving. Johnny, Brianna, teen masturbates 56 times, dies of a heart attack. I'm just delivering the news. I don't know what to tell you, but just a heads up, guys. Sometimes things can go sideways. So I found this
Something tells me he would have died fucking playing basketball. So if you're going to die, might as well do it like that. Huh?
Brianna, comments?
Yeah, there must be something else at play. So exactly right. He already has some sort of condition. If it wasn't that, it was some other situation that he would have been in, or two, there's a stimulant or something that he's taking. There's just, something else going on.
Yeah. Oh, there's no question something going else there. There was, the idea was, let me just find this here quickly.
If you're going to croak in the middle of an orgasm, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, well, yes, there's something to be said for that. If you're going to,
how did they get that count?
Well, yeah, maybe, yeah. How, if he's dead, how would they know? Actually, I guess
maybe he filmed the whole thing.
I don't know what to tell you. Masturbation is good, Joseph. W9 there, and Charlie. Yes, exactly.
It's pretty vague. It doesn't talk about any single day.
What? Brianna?
Masturbation without porn is good.
Okay, masturbation without porn is good. Yeah. So hold on, like masturbation in general is good. Would you not agree with that? Okay, I see what you're saying. No, because the porn part wrecks it all. That's fair. I will agree with you there. Yes. 100%.
You're better off not masturbating if it's going to be to porn that gets very escalated over time, and if your volume is high, you're better off not doing it. But if you either stick with kind of the same sugar-free vanilla porn, great, that kind of thing, but not if it's escalating over time, etc. Trust me, if you guys had any idea the people that I speak with who are reporting to me all these real world implications from their porn watching, and if they could go back and change it, they would.
One of my metrics, if my sex life is exciting enough, right, is I've got all this mental theater that's fairly recent that I can go back to when I need to get off by myself.
Yes.
If I'm having a hard time thinking about something I recently did that doesn't bring me there, then I need to get to fucking work on making my sex life more spicy.
Yeah. Brianna, that's a nugget you dropped.
Is that a, what would you say about that? There could be some decent merit to that.
Yeah, that'll work. That's great. That's even better than the other. Yeah.
100%. Hey, Brianna, quick, just to put you on the spot quickly, I'm just kind of curious. Maybe we can lean in this next week. The men that come in from time to time to meet with you, do they find themselves sometimes, and I don't take his name, but like intimidated because you're not like Dr. Ruth? You're not like some 98-year-old woman who's like trying. I mean, that's very serious. Are they finding themselves? Are they finding themselves? They need to learn how to communicate with an attractive female who's telling them and coaching them. And I'm being very serious. Like, I gotta think some guys are probably fucking intimidated because, like, okay, she's not some old bag who's telling me what to do.
Yeah, no, I don't mind these conversations. I think they're very real, and I'm always down to talk about the reality of something. But to be honest with you, they're not telling me it. So they're not telling me, they're intimidated or they're trying to figure out how to navigate this conversation. So, it
is what it is.
Yeah. They're not really calling that out necessarily. I've gotten some odd comments every now and then and things like that. Sure. But yeah, they're showing up just like normal, and then I'm not going to introduce that. So yeah,
interesting.
I think the whole process, no matter who you're meeting with, is a little awkward. I think it feels a little clunky. So let me normalize that. Whether maybe I'm making it worse, but I think anytime you go and sort of and pour it out to somebody, especially if that is absolutely so far from your baseline, it's going to feel uncomfortable.
Well, that's what I mean. So first of all, they have the courage to come to make the call. Secondly, walk into the office. Thirdly, maybe they're not comfortable with how they look or with their own self, and then they're sitting down with a female who's not Dr. Ruth. There's a number.
But realize this is not fucking 1960s where they peeled open the fucking yellow pages. They have no idea what she looks like.
Yes, that's fair, Johnny. 100%.
They like, fuck, if I'm going to spill my guts, I might as well talk to this hot chick.
Yes,
you know?
I would think so too. Actually, to be frank, John, I agree. And it's like this might help me. This might get maybe Brianna helps me get my confidence back. Actually,
yeah, I think that her look is totally plays into, and then also, and this is just me thinking off the cuff. I could be totally wrong.
Yeah,
someone that doesn't have the confidence to come and talk to her might not be her avatar. She wants that high performer, that person that she can actually help, and you know they're already putting in the work. They just need the proper information.
I agree.
Yeah, John made a good point that I did not think of. You're right. If anyone has come and seen me, they already know what I look like. It'd be impossible not to.
Yeah. Yes.
So you can't make contact if you didn't go through avenues such as the website, for example, right? Which is covered in videos, media, interviews, photos. So yeah, John's right. I did not even think of that. That's a part of it. They all know what I am.
They know what they're signing up for. Yeah. And I gotta happy they signed up.
Absolutely. All right, guys, fun conversation always every Tuesday with Keith, John, and Brianna on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. No safe words. Guys, I appreciate the two of you. Lots of love. Have yourself a great day, both of you, okay?
Look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, Brianna. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Awesome. See you, Brianna. Take care, kid. All right, Johnny, you, me left. You're going to get out of here. Oh, bring him back up for a quick second. There he is right there. Brother, have a good one, man. A lot of fun here today. I missed you yesterday. We're back again tomorrow. A lot of fun. Thank you for being here with me today.
I guess that just kind of gives you the sneak peek on what it's like when I'm gone.
Yes. Don't be saying that. You're not going anywhere for a long time. So don't
it'll just make you appreciate it a little more.
Don't even.
Am I wrong?
Don't even. Have a great day, okay?
Have a good live, my brother.
You too, pal. All right, love you, man. Johnny's out of here, guys. Petro says, was he journaling or multitasking? Yes. And Joseph, do I masturbate? Yes, 100%. But you know what? Not the porn like Brianna Bass was talking about. No, don't need to. Mental theater. I got good mental theater. I love my wife. True story. All right, guys. Hey, listen, we're wrapping up here as we walk our way down, as we work our way through the bottom of the last half an hour of the show here, last 20 minutes of the show. I got a monologue. Today's monologue is about the algorithm being, is the algorithm causing us to have grief with our content, or is, or maybe the question needs to go like this. I put the golfing guy on the screen here today. I found a story about some guy driving around a hardware store in his lawnmower. Like people, a bullhorn. I don't know if the algorithm has made us stupid. I've been thinking about this, and I thought I'd put it out there for all of us. I think that the algorithm is actually, it's made stupid profitable.
We didn't get dumber. We got targeted. The machine learned what makes us click, and it priced it. The algorithm isn't a teacher, it's a salesman. It doesn't reward truth, it rewards reaction. We call it content. It's conditioning. We think we're choosing, but we're being trained. That training shows up at home. It steals patience and attention. Our people pay for the mood it puts in us. We can't outsource judgment to a feed. We have to ask what it's making us become. If it makes us reactive, it's costing us. We're not at war with technology. We're at war with surrender. Use the tool, or it uses us. Keith's about to lay it out straight. The algorithm didn't make stupid. It made stupid profitable. Morning Focus starts now.
I had to go give my son a hug out having a lift here this morning. All right, guys, listen, the algorithm did not make us stupid. Let's just start right there this morning. We got the bullhorn. We got the guy driving his lawnmower through the hardware store. We got everything ridiculous. We got the guy driving his car through Topgolf because he had a few much to drink. We got everybody doing something crazy for the algorithm. It's just like the world we live in now is all about The algorithm. Before we get into the algorithm, though, I think I need to address Joseph. Joseph in the comments. Joseph says, hey, Jimmy, let's quote him. Jimmy, let's quote Joseph right now. I used to masturbate, but I stopped in 2011. Since then, I feel good. Quotes from Joseph, F9W6R. I used to masturbate, but I stopped in 2011. Since then, I feel good. Beautiful. Beautiful. Words of wisdom this morning from Joseph. Jimmy, Kai, let's celebrate those big, big words today, man. I do not know. I don't know if we could get any kind of revealing comments like that this morning, other than dropping from Joseph this morning. That's a nugget, man. Joseph, you want to drop me, you can actually phone me or send me a text. If you want to join the show with me right now, Joseph, and talk about how you used to masturbate, but you stopped in 2011, come, call me. Yeah, come, Joseph, and call me. 431-300-3005, because the algorithm made us stupid profitable, and hence, if we can make some good content like we're doing right now, maybe, people might love it. Guys, the algorithm, is it ruining people? Or is the algorithm making people dumb? Or maybe the algorithm is just destroying attention spans. I know. The algorithm is turning society into a circus. And look, I get it. I really do. I observe it, but I don't think that's the whole truth, guys, about the algorithm. Because the algorithm did not make us stupid. No. We made ourselves stupid by watching the content over and over and over. Because the algorithm just discovered how profitable stupidity could actually be. Yes, that is the difference, nation. The algorithm did not invent outrage. Nope. It did not invent insecurity. Nope. It did not invent jealousy. Nope. And it did not even invent tribalism. Oh, Joseph says, it's not easy to explain how I feel good by not masturbating since 2011. Good time. I know you're all about rubbing one out. It's okay. I agree with good. I agree. Good time. We got to get Joseph onto the planet here. But the algorithm did not invent fake expertise either. No, it didn't. And it also did not invent people pretending to know things they absolutely do not know. Yet humans were already doing all of that. Psst. The algorithm, it just looked at it and said, perfect. We can make some cash off this. Yeah. Meta discovered that a long time ago. Hey, let's manipulate the Instagram feed and make a lot of cash off it. Because what happened was, oh, we can scale this, we can measure this, we can recommend this, we can sell ads against this, and that is where everything changed. Because once stupidity became profitable, well, let's face it, guys, we live in a world now where stupidity became strategic. It stopped being an accident, actually. It's actually become a business model. The business model of 2026 is be stupid. And you can see it everywhere now. The dumbest take always wins. The angriest face wins. The most dramatic headline wins. The most confident idiot in the room wins. Not because they were right. No, because they were clickable. So dumb. It's because they hold attention. Even dumber. Or it's because they trigger something. The fucking most ridiculous. And triggering something in today's world is now more valuable than teaching something. Yes, you heard me say that, Petro. I'm sorry to say it because you're a teacher. But triggering something in 2026 is now more valuable than actually teaching something. That is the game. That is the sickness. That is the economy. Where the fastest way to grow, nation, the fastest way to grow is often to make people worse. Can you believe that? And that's actually the truth. And I'm not complaining about it. Nope. I'm just the guy who is actually observing. We are living in an economy now. Yep, a full economy where the fastest way to grow anything is actually to make people feel worse. Can you believe it? It's true, though. It absolutely is true. More reactive, more suspicious, more divided, more insecure, more addicted, more certain about things they barely understand, but yet they're certain. I'm certain the world is flat. I'm certain this is this. And yet the machine, it doesn't care. The machine does not wake up in the morning and say, how do we make Keith a better man today? Nope. Actually, it doesn't do that at all. The machine says, what will Keith stop scrolling for? So that when he gets up and opens his phone, I can get him to stop it and watch it. That's it. Boom. Period. That is the question that the machine asks every morning. Not what is true, not what is helpful, and not what is wise. No. What will make you stop here for a longer period of time? And if rage stops the thumb, you get rage. If fear stops the thumb, you get fear. If half-naked people stop the thumb, you get half-naked people. We talk about it all the time. If humiliation stops the thumb, you get humiliation. And if you're into conspiracies, well, you get the picture. And if there's some guy yelling, like me right now, yeah, guess what? You get 600 more guys like me into the microphone about how everyone else is weak. And that is not culture. No, that is extraction. And yeah, we're going to call it what it is because the algorithm, guys, is not your friend. Not your mentor, not your community, not your conscience, and not even your source of truth. Nope. It's a machine. Yeah, secret. Built to observe your impulses, feed them back to you until your impulses start to feel like your identity. That's why I read that in a staccato way, because it's true. That line matters more than you can even realize. I'll even read it again. The machine is built to observe your impulses and feed them back to you until your impulses start to feel like your identity. Because people now, they think their feed is who they are. Think about that. We think the feed knows us. No, it's who we've become. Joseph, what do I think when I masturbate? I think about baseball. Bah! Your feed is not your personality, you guys. And your feed is not even your philosophy. Your feed is not even your worldview. Your feed is a mirror designed to make money every time you stare at it longer. Yep, there's the truth right there. And that mirror that you stare at, it's distorted. It doesn't show your world. No, it shows you the version of the world most likely to keep you emotionally activated and not put the fucking phone down. That is why everyone feels like everything is on fire all of the time. Because calm, guys, calm is boring. Calm doesn't monetize well. I talk about it with my hosts on the show all the time. The folks, the Hewletts, the Reedners, the Whitakers. You can't be fucking boring because boring doesn't monetize. Calm doesn't monetize. Nuance does not spread fast. Yeah, truthfully, it is a strategy. And that is a tragedy. Because we are not just consuming content anymore. We are being conditioned to react before we think, to judge before we understand, to perform certainty before we have done the work, to confuse the volume with the courage. All of that, more than dangerous, and especially dangerous for you and you, all you men out there, because men, we're already being pulled in 1,000 damn directions. Work, money, health, family, identity, aging. And now we got this fucking machine that follows them around all day whispering, you're behind. Oh, you're too fat. Oh, you better go do those peptides. You're too weak. You're losing. You need this supplement. You need this course. You need this ideology. You need this hack. You need this younger body. You need this, but you need to do the cold bath. You got to get up. Yeah. You need this fake version of masculinity sold by someone who's never had to carry anything heavier than a ring light. And he's 23 years old. What? What? Come on. At some point, we have to stop pretending this is harmless because we know that it is harmful. Because the feed, our feed, your feed, my feed, everybody's feed it's not passive. It's training you. It's training what you notice. It's training what you believe. It's training what you think success looks like. It trains what you think women are like. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah. It trains what you think men are supposed to be. And it trains what you think your politics are. It trains what you think your own life is missing. And the brutal part is this. Most people have handed the training over completely. Waking up, reach for the phone, let the machine tell them what to think before they've talked to anybody, before they've looked at their kids, before they've moved their body, They let the feed, they let the feed enter first. And then they wonder why they feel so anxious, pissed off, distracted, and vaguely disgusted by humanity by 8:17 in the morning. Guys, it's not an accident. Are we serious? No, that's good design. That's good design because someone won you when you feel that way. They've kept you there. They've kept you in your phone. They've measured, they've optimized you, my friend. They optimize your experience on their app and they've called it engagement. Think about that for a quick second. Yeah. And that's supposed to make us feel good? Nope. Doesn't work that way. Because that word engagement should bother us more than it does. Engagement? Sounds so clean, so harmless, so professional. But guys, let's whisper on this one. What does engagement actually mean? Well, sometimes engagement means connection. Sure. But it's a lot of time what it actually means. Agitation, compulsion, addiction, emotional hijacking, people fighting in the comment sections, people hate watching someone they claim to despise, people refreshing for validation. And that is where the stupidity becomes profitable. And the ridiculous thing was, I was a part of that machine growing up building ICUC. Selling engagement, encouraging engagement, getting communities to engage left, right, and center. And in reality, all that it was agitation, compulsion, getting people addicted, emotionally hijacking somebody with a headline. Yeah. That is the rot. And that is the part, truthfully, that I hate. When smart people flatten themselves for reach, when serious people turn themselves into cartoon characters, and then when creators stop asking themselves this, what do I actually believe? Do I believe what I believe, or do I believe because what the algorithm is serving me? And they start asking themselves this question. And it's actually a question I'm working hard to not run towards, which is what will perform better? And that is how culture gets so cheap, not all at once, but little by little, post by post, headline by headline, clip by clip, until eventually nobody, a general blanket statement, nobody is trying to be useful. We're just trying to be unavoidable. And that is not the same thing, you guys, because being unavoidable is not the same thing as being valuable. Getting attention is not the same thing as earning trust. And that's why I keep coming back to live conversations. Because live, it's harder to fake. It's not impossible, but it's absolutely harder to fake. So when you are live, you cannot hide behind those 17 edits. You cannot polish every rough edge. You cannot fully outsource your presence. You have to be here. You have to listen. You have to respond. You have to recover when you say something awkward like I do every single day. And you have to let the people see the difference between a real point of view and a rehearsed content strategy. Because guys, that matters, especially today. Because in a world flooded with optimized stupidity, that real presence you bring, that is the future. So, content. It made stupidity profitable. But we are still responsible for whether we buy it. Yeah, it's up to us whether we open our wallets, responsible for what we reward, responsible for what we feed with our attention. Because every click, you guys, is a vote. Every comment is a vote. Every hate is a vote. Every extra second you give to garbage tells the machine more of this, please. So maybe the rebellion is not deleting everything and moving into the woods. Maybe the rebellion is becoming harder to manipulate. Think about that for a second. Maybe it's time to consider judgment over impulse, humans over engagement traps, because the machine is not going to save the culture. Nope, it's actually going to do the complete opposite. It's going to do exactly what we trained it to do. If we want better, we have to become harder to cheap. We have to become harder to trigger. harder to fool, harder to herd, harder to monetize at our worst. And that, for all of us men, is work. And it starts by admitting the ugly truth. The ugly truth is this: the algorithm did not make us stupid. No. If we keep feeding it with our responses, the algorithm just found that the stupidity, packaged up, optimized, we call it engagement and we sell it back to you. And now the question, nation, is this: Are we going to continue? Are we going to keep buying?
Most of us treat our lives like a cluttered garage. We can't find the tools, the floor is covered in junk, and what do? We go out and buy a shiny new shelving unit. We call that goal setting. But you're just organizing the trash, and the trash is still winning. Today, we're looking at why your ambition might actually be your biggest distraction. Ready to burn the inventory? Over to you, Chief.
Jess of the Yule, consumer responsibility must be embracing what we want influence to change. So true. But man, that takes a lot of people to embrace that change. You know, we often talk, we all bitch and complain. Let's think about this. I don't know. Athletes make too much money, or concert tickets are too expensive. What do we all do? Do we stop buying them? No. We buy more of them. It's pretty fucked up, Jess. Yeah, so we all have our opinions, but yet we're all quick to ignore them when it's time to jump right into culture. Oh, Taylor Swift's coming to town. I got to go buy tickets. And then a few months later, oh, Taylor Swift tickets are so expensive. But yet we all perpetuate to fill the machine. It's just what we do. Yep, true story. Hey, Joseph, I enjoy when I watch your conversations. Hey, Joseph, you need a mental thought? You can watch our show while you're helping yourself get to the finish line. Just saying. Yeah, true story. All right, Eddie. Our eggs are too expensive, or the chicken. What the hell are you talking about? Good time. Hey, Community Corner, organizing the trash while your routine isn't saving you. We started our journey over on Brando. Says in 2026, you need to stop setting goals. If your life is a chaotic wreck, adding a gym routine or a meal prep plan is apparently just denial for a trapper keeper. He used this killer metaphor from his days editing reality TV fashion victims who can't see they're wearing clothes that actively hurt them. The rule is simple. If you haven't worn it in a year, toss it. Well, good news is I got just a few pieces of clothing that I can just keep because I wear it every single day. It applies to your talk friends, your draining habits, and your routines dressed up as loyalty. His advice is this: subtraction is the move. If it hasn't served you in 12 months, it's a no. Period. Boom. What's the one thing in your life you already know you need to delete, but you haven't yet? That's a good question. What is it? Jimmy, what is it? All right, moving over to Substack, your P&L. Jess says, think of spending like voting. Don't buy what you don't agree with. Nope, I agree. For example, I don't buy fast food. I love that. No, I buy slow food. That's a bad dad joke, sorry. Sorry there, Jess of the Yule. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Hey, your P&L is a psych evil. Rich Webster over on Substack says that your business isn't a money machine, it's a mirror. Yeah? Well, I guess my mirror is busted right now because I'm waiting for the money to start coming out of the machine. If you're stuck at a revenue ceiling, it's almost never a strategy problem. It's a you problem. Holy fuck. This is a coming to Jesus moment right now. Good time. Yep. Fear of rejection stops the price hike. Control addiction stops the delegation. And your balance sheet is essentially a report card on your current mental health. Yeah. You raise your price to build self-worth? Nah, you delegate to heal your need for control. But the business, it's just giving you the data. Guys, stop calling these business hurdles and start calling them teachers. Boom, boom. That's all the way from Rich Webster over on Substack. Hey, Maya. Since we're talking about deleting things to find the truth, nothing like the truth every single day, live right here, 8 o'clock Eastern time on Mornings in the Lab. Maya, what's the one thing you've subtracted from your life that felt better than any goal you've ever actually reached? Was it a person? Was it a habit? Or just those low-rise jeans? Oh, yeah, from your track days.
It was definitely the genes, Chief, though a certain ex-boyfriend from San Diego is a very close second. But you're right, the mirror doesn't lie. Whether it's a bad relationship or a bad business strategy, the truth is usually right in front of us, staring back. Don't look for a new plan today. Look for the clutter you're hiding behind. Face the reflection, then cut the weight loose. See you in the lab.
All right, wrapping up another big day on the show here today. Good time. I love how you're talking in plurals, man. I love it. We need a new Jeep. Write it off. I love it. Good time. Yes, we will be getting. I've been thinking about yesterday. We will get a new Jeep. Good time. True story, man. And we will ride in it together. I'll come and pick you up. I'll come for a ride down to Connecticut, and we will drive in the Jeep together. What a fun show again here today. Thomas W. Green jumped in from Melbourne, the future. Yeah, we talked about transcendental meditation. We talked about dying. We talked about we talked about the future. We talked about seeing the future. Charlie, yes, you and me both, man. I'll wait for the frame. I'm sorry, I'll wait for the plane as well. Yeah. So guys, fun show here today. You're not old, you're just boring. Good conversation with Brianna Bass here today. We had that chat with her. We had Thomas W. Green, the guy flatlined at 21. He came back with the blueprint for the future. He sure did. Tomorrow, Andrew Sridhar, bullied kid called Fievel. Or Fievel? Yeah. Became a Navy SEAL class leader, hunted Gaddafi's billions. Yes. And he built AI at Amazon. Sri goes from a bullied kid to Naval Academy graduate, Naval SEAL class leader, Bronze Star recipient, 2 combat tours in Iraq, Harvard MBA, exotic energy derivatives, and the guy's got a fucking awesome beard. Why didn't we talk about the beard? I think the beard might be the best part of Sri. Yeah, true story. All right, Sophia Grant, she's bringing us Sri tomorrow on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. We're back at it, guys. If you haven't checked in, I invite you to do that. Go check into mornings.live. Hey, on behalf of Jimmy, Kai, Neiman, and the entire crew, Jess of Yule, we got Good Time, we got Holroyd, we got Sullivan, we got Roofy, we got the whole, we got Ricardo, we got Rico, out there in the community. Of course, we got Petro out there driving his truck out there at the top golf course. Oh yeah, naked. Yeah, there's Petro driving Jimmy, I think that was Petro in his truck, naked, driving out there in the top golf course. Petro knows I love him, so he knows I like to have fun with him. And he was journaling and multitasking at the exact same time, calling out bullshit. Yeah. You know what's actually pretty cool about Petro is I did some work yesterday as I was building the show for Friday. And man, I'll tell you, man, the AI bots of the world, Petro, dude, you are like the fucking king of bullshit, man. You go to any platform, they're like, oh, Dr. John Petrocelli, the preeminent human, or whatever it was, the preeminent resource for bullshit studies in the world, Dr. John Petrocelli. And we are lucky to have him as one of our co-hosts, as one of our compatriots, as one of our camaradas every single Friday here on the show. And he's obviously joining us in the comments. Shit, you got me. I knew it, Jimmy. We finally got him. We got him. He's sitting there naked in his office, books half read, truck is demolished in the parking lot. Petro, I love you, man. We'll see you tomorrow. Nation, we'll see you guys. Have a good one. We'll see you guys in less than 24 hours. Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends.